Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and I think I have a way around this. So what I thought was what I could do is keep everything in this namespace here, but then in the class definition, put this in here. And maybe what I could do is see when I go to rocks here, when I actually build all of these stuff. Let me go back to where that is. Projected types builder. I think that's, yeah, this is where I had this big to do. Could I, in the writer here, say writer dot, is there a length? I don't think so. Inner writer dot length, inner writer size. I wish, what I was hoping for is that there would actually be a way to say, did I actually add anything? And unfortunately, the only way I think you could do it is call toString on it before and after, and then see what the size of the toString is, which is really kind of hokey. You know, it would be much better if we could actually just see what I'm putting here, which is grab it if you need it or not. But what I thought was you could basically put the using statement out here, and then you can reference any type from within here, but it will only be to the one that's in this namespace. So if you have another one here that has the same thing, this one refers to that one, not the other one. So this gets us to where we actually can now remove all that projections for text. We don't need to qualify that anymore. So unfortunately, all the work I just did, I have to undo, but that's okay. All I need to do then is put a using in the namespace gatherer. I really wish I could determine if I need to do this for if there are any or not, but we don't know. Like there should be a get esoteric types. That's in the mock projected arg builder, arg type builder, right? Yeah. Which is what we use to say, do we actually do anything? Yeah, I could see, I think from all three of these, a way to say, did I actually do something? What that would not help is actually putting in a, yeah, here, there's always an if. So we would always be able to know whether you did something or not. But what I would really like to do is say, if I need to do something, would I need to actually do this? You know, what this is going to end up with is probably some, I think it would just be an informational, this using is not needed, but we do have a to do here and reference it. Okay, so we could do this, but the point is all we would need to do is put this, the type, which way up in the rock create builder, I think is where we start saying namespace. Yes. So this is what we want. Okay. So we say here, namespace is add, and now we can say a string here of that. So it's not this, it's just information. We get that dot, and then we can get the projections namespace. We can do this, var projections namespace equal to that. Nope, nope. Okay, and now we can put that here, right? And then we say here, That should work. I thought I added a way to do a string on this. This is where having shared code would help, because the builder actually does this, is adding the namespace. So what we could do is just say add string namespace, and then literally just do that. Okay, and since it's a hash set, we will get that coming out, because that's what when we start doing rock create builder, usings is just all the usings we put at top, but the namespace gatherer, yeah, we put those somewhere using that and then the semicolon. So that's good. So we can now say here we have projections for that. We put that in the namespace, but we actually want to add the namespace of the whole thing. Okay. Again, not ideal, not clean, but good enough. Now what we need to do is find, what was that string that I was looking for? Projections for. Yep. Okay, close all this, say save anywhere where we find that. We're going to remove it because we no longer need it anymore. Okay, so it's going to take 34 things to get rid of. All right, so let's search for it again. Yep, only one spot. That's there, which is fine. Okay, so let's save all those. Okay. Now we need to find everywhere where we say mock information. You know what? Actually, wait a minute. Let me try this. Shift F6. Let's build it. Let's go. If it builds, then let's go to the errors and see if there's information to say this property, this parameter is no longer being used. Okay. It doesn't show those. Okay, so let's do mock information. Find all. Okay. This one will be kind of, this one will suck a little bit because shoot, I did that wrong. I should have kept all the spots where I was using those things and saying, well, if you don't need it anymore, then take it away. You know what? Actually, hold on. Let's do this. Why is C# interactive up again? I don't need that. And this is import to archetype builder. Okay. So KR. So is this used anywhere? Nope, so I can take that away. Okay. Now what's calling this is going to fail, but this should no longer need it. Okay. So, shoot, this is going to be kind of messy because of the way this works. See, like writer, if I do that, that should light up. I thought it lit up here too, like where it's being used. Does that need it? Oh, that looks like crap. See, the thing is, it could have been used before, and but that's not in here. That's down below here because we no longer need to say this or that. And that means we no longer need to pass that in here. And I bet it means, why are you still that should mean we're okay up there, but now we don't need to pass it up in here. Like, why did it suddenly change to that look? And I bet that means maybe come up here. Let's just take that out and see what happens. Any errors? Nope. Okay. Wait, let's go to void builder. Okay, I bet I don't need that anymore, which now means up here, I don't need to pass that in anymore. And down here, I don't need to pass that in anymore. So build method handler doesn't need this anymore. And now up here, we don't have to pass that in anymore, which means we don't need that anymore, which means we don't need that anymore. And do we still need this? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Property builder. Take that out. That's a setter. I bet the getter doesn't need it either, which means down below here, we need to change this and this. And that means, excuse me. Yeah, now you're like, oh yeah, you're great. You don't need this. And that gets rid of all of that. Pointer archetype though needs it. Okay. So it gets rid of those. Projected value, delegate name. No, those I think are always private now. Yeah, they are. So we can skip those. Projected name from the ref-like types. Who's calling that? Probably I already cleared these out. Yep. Yeah, it was the same thing as before. Once you clear out one, the other ones fall pretty fast. Yep. Okay, so that took care of that one. Get projected delegate name. And mock projected delegate builder who calls you a whole bunch of stuff. Does anything use this? As far as I can tell, nope. That might make something break down here, because we don't need to pass that in there anymore. I bet on the setter, we don't need it anymore either, which means we can take it off here, which also means we don't need it here, right? Yes. Okay. This. That there. We're not going to need that. Yeah, that. This. Don't need this anymore. Ignoring the getter, the setter. These can go. And this can go, and this can go. Okay. What about these? Method expectation builder. How did, huh. Okay. Odd. I don't know how that worked before, but, oh, unless I've already gone through these. Yeah, never mind. That's actually the thing there. This already, I bet, has been done. Yep. So this one maybe not. And that can go. That can go. Down here, these can go. That can go. That can go. All right. Who's using this? A whole bunch of stuff. But do any of them have any usage of that mock information? Does not look like it. Looks like all these have been cleared out already. Yep. No, I don't want. No, I don't want that either. Go away. Okay. Who's calling you? Probably things that have already been cleared out. Yep. This needs it. This doesn't. Last one, just to be thorough. AR. No. No. Nope. Nope. That doesn't. Okay. So, does this all build now? Probably a couple spots are trying to pass it in and it doesn't need to anymore. So, like that. That doesn't need it anymore. So is this needed? Yes, it is. So we can't take it out. Well, we don't need it here. Is this being used anywhere in here? Yes, it is. Okay, keep it. That doesn't need it anymore, right? Right? Yeah, you should go away. Come on, there you go. It takes you a second. But information is being used somewhere. Let's go up here. This goes away. This goes away. This goes away. And this goes away. There. Okay. What now? Okay, we don't need that. Is this being used? Nope. So that means we can take this away here. Okay. And yep, that's being used. Don't need that anymore. I really want to get this, which is dangerous when you're working kind of under the gun. Not under the gun. I'm not under any like official rush of anything, but you know. Why is that still thinking it needs a mock information? It shouldn't. Right? Mock index builder. Yep, you are no longer needed. I think that was all of them. Okay, now what? So we put the namespace in the using. We should now be able to reference everything. Let's shut down and start up again, and let's see if we actually build. That should get rid of these two errors here, okay? So let's see if that actually fixes stuff. Build succeeded. That's actually good. So, because that means we didn't get the error in the integration test thing anymore. I think I'm close to getting projected types isolated correctly. Middle. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is run that code generation test with just one, and then two, or one and then all of them, because then that shouldn't fail. And then let's just see how many tests break. I would assume some will, but getting the code generation test to run with all the things coming in is going to be good enough for tonight. Any failures because of diffs in text, I can live with. Okay, so let's see what this does. Passed. Good. Okay, and I should have done this. I want to grab the tree just to see what it looks like. Just want to see what the tree looks like, because we should see a difference from what we had before, which I believe I still grabbed here. And this is what we had before. Okay, and now let's go look at output compilation, syntax trees, raw view, copy, value. What does this look like? So now we have using rocks, projections for StreamWriter, projections for StreamWriter. All this is in here. So if I find this, it's going to refer to that. Now here's the big test. This is the one that's for all the money. This is still going to fail because we still have some bugs to fix. But what I don't want to see is the numerous, this is already being used somewhere. What we want to not see, let's move this over here. I got to clean this up. We don't want to see already contains a definition. Okay, for any arg things. That's what we want to not see anymore. And this will take some time because it's a long test. I guess I could still see that shared thing if there's another bug somewhere that I'm accidentally sharing code, but I should have written down how many errors there were before I started doing all this. Okay, what are we at for error diagnostics? 110, that is much less than what we saw before. Okay, well, we're still seeing some the namespace system text projections for Unicode already contains a definition for Unicode encoding. Okay. We are seeing a couple things, but it was like in the thousands. Okay. And the fact that this is now in the create expectations as site object, this may have introduced another error or something like that, but yeah, this should basically stop scrolling soon. 109. That is a lot better. Still got problems, still got things to figure out, and I may have inadvertently broken something somewhere else, but this is a good thing. This is a very good thing. So let's say git commit or stash down to 110 errors. Seems like our fix worked. Okay, so now what I want to do is put this in here as saying an issue that is fixed is error. When projecting types for pointers, ref like types, etc. from a type to mock, from types to mock that were in the same namespace, we were getting duplicate definitions. We no longer are anymore. Yeah, some of these I'm saying this is what I fixed, some of these are not, but we're down to 110. Okay, I'm going to stop right now because I want to get going and having a couple beers. And if I keep trying to fix these, I will get sidetracked. That's not what I want to do. So it'll be interesting to see of these remaining 110 what the problems are with them, but that is for another time. Even though there's I was watching Jeff Fritz today do a stream, and people were noticing on this Connect 4 board that he's little game he's making online just so people can play Connect 4, that sometimes the piece as it fell down, and depending upon how zoomed in or out you were, you'd see a little bit of space around it, just a tiny bit, and he's like, it's fine for now. And then I think 30 minutes later, after you try to mess with a whole bunch of CSS, I think he had a better solution. But it's like, it's the details that matter, and they're the ones that you really, they nag at you. You can't really just let them go either. But I am letting this go for now, and I will come back to this later because there are still some things I have to fix with code generation tests. This is nowhere near done, but we are a lot closer than where we were before. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.